Welcome back, everybody. Here we are with the more or less finale of the Miller's Falls #8 Tune-Up and Restoration. Some of you may recall it was in pretty sad shape. The only thing I haven't done anything with are the wood fittings, and I have not painted any of the body or anything like that. But it has been cleaned. It's not perfect, because there is still one more step I can do, and I might do, and that's to Scotch-Brite it. But today, the main topic is how flat did I get the sole? Now, there is a little bit of wear at this front tip, and there's a little bit of wear in this back corner. Negligible. And then there is something here and there, which will not affect the use. So I'm done. I'm not flattening anymore. So in front of me here is a granite test plate. I think it's a grade B, and I have my little feeler gauge, which is 1.5 thousandth of an inch. That's 0.0015. So if I lay this on my test plate, the first thing I notice is I go to move it, it doesn't move. I go to move it, it's not like it's going to pivot, so it's hunkered down. Then when I take my feeler gauge and I go around the edge, it does not go under. Well, it went under just a little on the right rear. Let me turn that around and I'll show you. Turn it around this way. It does go, well, just ever so slightly it goes under. Just on that right rear corner and a little bit right up front, those areas that I pointed out to you. So another way to test a plane or anything for flatness is you tip the item open and you put the feeler gauge under it, and then you pull. All right, and this is snug. If I go to the front, see that? I can move the plane. If I go to the back, I can move the plane. If I come to this side, I can move the plane. If I come to this side, I can move the plane. So, under the mouth, in front of the mouth, it's snug. So, as of right now, this is well within woodworking plane tolerance. I'm not sure, because I'm not a machinist, but I believe if you can't get a 1.5 thousandth under at all sides, you're less than half of that off. So that's plenty flat. The real test comes in how does it work? This is the maiden voyage. I have not touched this since I cleaned it, honed it. Let me rephrase that. Cleaned it, I sharpened it, then I honed it on the strop. And we're going to be talking a little bit more about that. But before we do, a lot of people say to me, okay, you paid $20 for that plane. Why bother doing the countless hours that I've put into it? I could, for the amount of hours I have put into this plane, I could have very well gone out and bought a wood river, a Tay-Tools, a Busy Bee, a bench dog, is it? Or is it, yeah, I think it's bench dog. Or even gone up to a Veritas, Lie-Nielsen, or a Clifton. By the time we put the hours into it, all right? So the question comes up, why do we bother? Well, part of it is for the knowledge, okay? First time it's seeing any wax on the sole since I cleaned it. Part of it is for the knowledge, for the learning. What makes a plane do what it does? The other is for the satisfaction of knowing that we saved a part of history. And in reality, when we save an old tool, instead of buying a new tool, we are in effect saving resources. We're saving energy, although we're expending our own energy. So right now, it is cutting beautifully. I have the chip breaker set fairly close to the cutting edge, but I did file the mouth open a little bit. So you see we've got a pretty wide mouth now. Okay? And so the frog is where I like the frog to be. Now this is a tool where I sort of wish it had the low knob. Okay? Because I'll never grab this knob up here. I'll always pretty much grab the corner of the plane and my thumb on here. And that's the way I would use it. Well, Walter, you're just planing edge grain all the time. I know. Let's see how she'll do on some flat grain. I hope you're having a great day. It's been beautiful weather, at least up here in the Northwoods. So I'm going to retract the blade a little bit because when you do edge work, you can end up having too much blade when you go to do face work. Wow, that's pretty thin. See, so I'm really not holding the knob like this. I'm just sort of resting my hand on it. So this plane, other than doing some work with maybe with the knob and the tote, refinishing that, this plane is ready to be used by someone. The only little thing that bothers me is the lateral. Look at that. There we go. There we go. That's the kind of shaving I want to see. See the way it's feathered out on each side? That means I have a little bit of camber to that blade. Now, the difference between, and I'll have to bring a scale out, but the difference between the Stanley number 3 and the Miller's Falls number 8 is the Stanley's a little heavier. Okay, Stanley is just a little bit heavier. Also, as you can see, taking that same type of shaving. So let me know what you think. Why should we, or why shouldn't we bother restoring the old planes? Would they be better off being scrapped and just buy new? Or is it worth saving a piece of history? Even though this plane didn't have much of a life. I think I'm the first one to really care about it and use it. So that's all for today. Head out to your shop. Go make some shavings. And no, I'm not throwing it on the floor. It's going to go over here in a box. Walter out.